Hello everyone. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing and giving a thumbs up. Your support is my motivation to keep creating content. Thank you all. And now let's dive into the main content.
The moon who loved to listen to stories by the pond. A little monkey was telling stories to the other small animals. The moon came by to listen too. When the story reached a funny part, the moon's foot slipped, and it fell into the pond. The water in the pond was so cold that the moon shivered, shrinking smaller and smaller. By the time the little bear fetched a net to fish the moon out, it had shrunk to the size of a ping-pong ball. It had no light, couldn't speak, and could only make tiny goo-goo sounds like a baby. The sky was so dark without the moon. The little mouse said, "Let the moon come live in my burrow. Maybe it will grow bigger underground." But after 3 days in the burrow, the moon hadn't grown at all. The little bear said, "Then I'll take the moon to live in the tree hollow. Maybe it will grow bigger there. Look how big I've grown." But after 3 days in the tree hollow, the moon still hadn't grown at all. The little monkey looked at the tiny moon and said, "Let me tell it a story." As the little monkey began telling the story, and when the first story ended, they all noticed that the moon had grown to the size of an apple. The moon was starting to grow. It needed to hear stories to grow. So, one by one, the animals took turns telling the moon stories. Slowly, the apple-sized moon grew to the size of a watermelon, and the watermelon-sized moon grew to the size of a big balloon. The moon crawled out of its cradle, able to speak and walk. But it still didn't have the strength to fly back into the sky. More and more animals heard about the moon's plight, so one after another, they told the moon stories. Finally, after hearing 1001 stories, the moon regained its strength. It wobbled and floated back into the sky, its soft, pale yellow light gently shining down on the pond. From then on, the moon often came to listen to stories, but it was very careful not to fall into the pond again.